basketball player or sophomore student athlete on the court, if you would line up by the entrance of the gymnasium, the northwest corner, if you will. Once again, parents and family members that are escorting their sophomore student athlete out on the court, please line up in the northwest corner by the entrance of the gymnasium. We thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, with this being our regular season last game, we'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank our sophomore student athletes, our basketball players, for all of their hard work, dedication, and commitment to the Triton College men's basketball program. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you the head coach of Triton College men's basketball program, and we'll make the introductions. Please give a warm welcome to head coach Steve Christensen.
Jordan. Michigan. Came to us from Rome State College in Tennessee. He's averaged 11, 5, and 5 in conference play. JJ is signed with Kent State University next year. He can't wait to get it back in the playoffs. Number 11, James Jordan. Number 20, Peter Gago. Accompanied by his mother, Anna, father, Wilczek, brothers Chris and Adam, sister Monica, and friend Bonnie. He came to us from Taft High School. In 2 seasons, he's scored 170 points. He has a tremendous work ethic and is an even better teammate. One of my favorite Trojans of all time, Peter Gago. Number 21, Quinlan Bennett. Accompanied by his mother, Tamika Burns, father, Quinlan Bennett Sr., uncles, Carmine Burns and Shannon Bennett, girlfriend, Essence Jacob. Q came to us from Proviso East High School. He's had a great 2-year career, 614 points, 322 rebounds, been a steady floor presence. He is signed with Lamar University in Beaumont, Texas next year. Number 21, Quinlan Bennett. Number 31, Jamal Smith. Accompanied by grandfather Solomon Smith Sr., father Solomon Smith Jr. Jamal came to us from Proviso East High School, then a stop in Mississippi Delta. He's been an absolute godsend for this team since walk-on tryouts. Toughness, athleticism, versatility, no-nonsense attitude, 195 points, 98 rebounds, all while playing with a pretty banging shoulder. Number 31, Jamal Smith. Number 32, Austin Ritchie. Accompanied by his mother Tanya, father Wagner, and uncle Deidre and Kevin Ritchie, uncle Mark James, cousin Greg Thornton, friends Rodney Steppes and Brendan McCredit. Austin graduated from Bloom Township High School, did a prep year at Don Bosco. Last year attended Northern Illinois University, one of the best shooters in the country and a hot commodity for a lot of Division I programs. 483 points, 105 three-pointers, 137 rebounds. Number 32, Austin Ritchie. And lastly, the doctor, number 40, Jalen Shaw. Accompanied by his mother, Mrs.
In 1975, the Triton Trojans joined what was then the North Central Community College Conference with other like-minded junior colleges across Illinois and Wisconsin. 45 years, 18 conference titles, and a national crown later, they are ready to say goodbye. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Triton Trojans Media Network's exclusive coverage of Triton Trojans men's basketball. Tonight, your nationally ranked Triton Trojans take on the Milwaukee Tech Stormers in N4C men's college basketball. I'm Alvin Washington. I'll be joined soon by the two-time Hall of Famer Tim McKinney on the call. Right now, let's go to the public address.
Prior to introducing this evening's starting lineups, and to honor America, we ask that you stand, kindly remove your cap for the playing of our national anthem.
Yes, how are you? Good.
And with America being honored, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Collins Center in River Grove, Illinois, as the Milwaukee Tech Stormers take on the Triton Trojans. The Trojans have a chance to claim a share of a 19th and final N4C Conference Championship. I'm Alvin Washington. The man that now joins me is the two-time Hall of Famer, Tim McKinney. How you doing, Tim?
Alvin, it's good to be with you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh, you are solid, bro. I think you're looking for that one.
There we go. Now I can hear you there. All right. Well, let me swing on over, and now I know we're back in business here.
You know it. First time in a while, huh?
What's that now?
First time in a while we've been doing this together.
Yeah, I know. It's been a long time. And I appreciate you willing to come out here, Alvin, on short notice. We got a huge crowd here in attendance tonight as George Fate is introducing the starting lineups. It's sophomore day. It's a lot of festive activities. I gotta say, we gotta have about 500 people here at least tonight.
I tell you, it's a great night to have basketball here in River Grove, and big things on the line. If the Trojans win tonight, they get a share of a 19th and final N4C Conference Championship as we close out 45 years in one of the greatest conferences in the Midwest.
Yeah, this is the final year that the Trojans are going to be members of the N4C. We're going to go independent next year, but it's a great matchup here. Milwaukee Tech comes in with just one loss on the season. They're undefeated in conference play. They're number 1 in the country in Division II. What Triton won, what we see what's on that floor and that banner before the Trojans moved up to D1. Triton 24-5. Their lone loss in the region and in the conference was to this Milwaukee Tech team about 3 weeks ago up in Milwaukee. Trojans were up 10, but Milwaukee made a late rally to come back and win it 98-93. They outscored Triton 53-43 in the second half.
Let's take a quick look at your TritonAthletics.com starting lineups. The first start with the Stormers under Coach Randy Casey. Justin Briley out of Dallas, Texas. Stephen Ross out of North Lawndale Prep, both sophomores. The sophomore from Bloomington, Yuri Swinford. Also a sophomore, Rockford, Illinois, Delano Clanton. Anthony Martinez rounds out the starting 5, a sophomore from Plano. For Steve Christensen's Triton Trojans, Trey Boston, a freshman from Romeoville, is in the starting 5 with Dave Swindura, a freshman from Mount Prospect, Quinlan Bennett, one of 3 sophomores out of Providence East, Austin Ritchie from Glenwood, Illinois, and Bloom Township, Jalen the Dr. Shaw from Elgin Larkin, 6'10". He's going to jump center with Yuri Swinford, and for the call for the final game ever in the N4C Conference, 2-time Hall of Famer Tim McKinney.
Thank you, Alvin. Milwaukee in the black, the orange trim, the blue numerals, Triton in their home whites, the cardinal red numerals, and the tip controlled by the Stormers, and off quickly was Briley, and they're going to say a violation on the baseline, and the Stormers will have it, but I think they wanted a goaltend there as that glass was slapped pretty hard.
Yeah, I thought they were going to count 2 themselves, but he stepped on the line, but not able to handle the rebound after that.
Randy Casey, the head coach of the Stormers, he's also the athletic director at MATC, and they've done a phenomenal job since they've moved up to Division II. Stormers, good ball movement. There's an open look for 3. It's in and out, no good. Rebound back tapped, and it's ran down by Delano Clanton out of Rockford Gulliford. And we're going to have our first whistle. And we got a veteran crew here. Don Olson on the first foul call, and it's against the Stormers.
Yeah, I saw what the crew looked like when they came on the floor, like, yep, this is a playoff game here.
Yeah, big-time game, big-time officiating crew. And a huge crowd here at the Collins Center. David Swidura inside. Jalen Shaw on the drive, off the glass and good.
The doctor is making house calls.
The sophomore out of Elgin High School, Larkin underneath, count that bucket and run for Clanton.
You're going to see that all night. Milwaukee Tech, they've got the size to pound it down low. That's the reason why they are undefeated in Division II and nationally ranked as the top of the class.
Yeah, they have very solid guards. Clanton, one of them, had 11 points, 3 rebounds in the first meeting against the Trojans when the teams met on February the 5th at Alverno College. 2-2, he missed the free throw as Swidura underneath missed. Quinlan Bennett the rebound, no good. Ball loose and out of bounds. It will go to the Trojans. 18:58 to go here in the opening half. 2-2 to score.
They're very active under the boards for both teams. You're looking at a size of about maybe 6'7", 6'8". The tallest in there, Jalen Shaw at 6'10". So a lot of banging for those rebounds.
And here's a deep 3, Austin Ritchie, no good, and a rebound controlled by Milwaukee Tech by Stephen Ross Jr. Outlet ahead, Clanton, met by Shaw, and now they'll set it back out. Martinez down the lane to Ross, corner 3, good by Briley.
Got to switch out quicker than that on the man that's guarding the wing.
5-2 Milwaukee Tech. Quinlan Bennett, the local product out of Proviso East, and he's fouled on the play. Oh, he flipped that ball there. They may want to call something. The official didn't see it. Now they're going to call a technical on Shaw.
Wow.
But what started that was Clanton. He threw the ball back at Bennett, and the refs didn't see it. But unfortunately, Shaw coming in for self-defense. As we know what happens, the second man is the one that gets caught.
Shaw's got to calm down. He doesn't want to get a second technical.
Wow.
Right here on sophomore day, that's not a good look, especially if you may have last-second recruiters that coming through for this game. And as important as this game is with a conference title on the line, got to keep your head calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, but the thing was, that was kind of in plain day how he flipped that ball at him. But the refs didn't see that. He threw the ball and flipped it right at him.
But you still have to keep calm.
Yeah.
You still have to keep calm no matter what. If the ref sees it or not, you as a player, you as a top-line player, have got to keep calm.
Wow. So Clanton will get called for the personal. Shaw will get assessed with the technical. So since this is point of interruption, you're going to have Ross at the line shoot the technical free throws, and then Triton should inbound the ball due to the common foul.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, the technicals at this level still count as personals?
They do, and also a team foul. So already you got 2 team fouls on the board against Triton.
So there should be a foul on the board on Shaw. They haven't put it up yet.
Yeah. And now the free throws are good by Ross. It's a 7-2 score.
The same thing happened in the women's game when Bethany Baldwin got a tech after getting a shooting foul, and that proved to be the big difference in Milwaukee Tech's women winning that game.
Yeah, they turned it around in that third quarter on us. Now you got to settle down. You know this game is going to be filled with a lot of emotion.
Absolutely.
So we'll see if Triton can regroup, and now they're going to call, looks like we had an issue with the shot clock. The shot clock did not get reset. So, apparently it didn't start immediately, so they're going to adjust it by a couple of ticks.
Somebody on that guard line's got to watch that shot clock.
It's a big game. You got to be on top of it here tonight. Down the lane, that's a hard drive, and they're going to say out of bounds to Milwaukee as Trey Boston went hard at the bucket, didn't get a call. Milwaukee will inbound, Triton will show the full court man. Trojans looking for win 25. And they throw it away to the Stormers, Swadura to steal. Out to Quinlan Bennett. Down the lane, far corner, Austin Ritchie, but he stepped out of bounds.
Again, this is the moment in the game where everybody's nerves is on edge. Got to calm down a bit. You know, you're coming off of a technical foul that you feel shouldn't have been called. You got to do, as sophomores, you got to be leaders.
Now open look for 3, Ross, no good. Rebound, Ritchie, and he's fouled. And again, anything close, they're going to call it at this point. And that's number 2 on Clanton.
Again, I think this is an opportunity with Triton's size. If they put themselves in great position, they can cause a lot of these fouls on Milwaukee Tech.
Yeah, and they tend to foul. They will commit many fouls. That's why they have a bench, as you see, lined up next to us here. 7-2, Trojans trail. Bennett backs in, fakes, shoots it short, well short. Picked up by Briley. Outlet ahead, down the lane. That was deflected. Shaw got a hand in it on Swinford.
That's great defense by Shaw.
Ritchie, the Boston. Baseline drive, lays it in.
Very strong move by the youngster. Cross on the inside, got the lane in.
And a travel on Milwaukee.
Excellent defense by Trey Boston. He understands the Trojan philosophy and stepped in the passing lane when necessary.
Boy, this is going to be a ball game here tonight, folks. Glad you're with us here on TritonAthletics.com and the Triton College YouTube channel. Dimitri and our rest of our gang running our operation, we thank them so much for all their hard work.
The Triton Trojans Media Network is now in full effect.
Shaw to hook, and he's going to go to the line. He's going to get 2.
I tell you, the doctor's doing work in the paint. That foul's on Yuri Swinford out of Bloomington, Illinois.
He just got in the game and committed that foul. Well, we got everybody here. Pat Woods is here, our former assistant. He's now the head coach over at St. Charles East High School. He just walked into the gymnasium. A lot of people here tonight.
I'm looking for Mark Stevens, the board of trustees.
Yeah, he's here. I saw him. He's right front and center, right behind the Triton bench there in his normal spot.
All right.
President Mary Rita Moore is here. It is a huge crowd here tonight, by far the biggest crowd of the year.
I take it that's Mr. Stevens right there on the end of the bench.
Yeah, that is.
All right.
Always appreciate the support of the chairman.
Looks like we got an administrative thingamajig here. It looks like it's Quinlan Bennett going out. Carlos Curtis is coming in. He may have some blood on him.
Yeah, I believe it was some blood. So Shaw's going to be at the line. He'll get these 2 free throw attempts finally and miss the first one short.
Understanding young man took Larkin to 4th place in the state tournament in his high school day.
Yeah. Free throws were a big factor in the first meeting. The Trojans were 28 of 42. Shaw splits the pair. 7-5 Milwaukee. Yeah, they missed some free throws, had some bad possessions down the stretch of that game, and Milwaukee took advantage. Good defense by David Swidura, the transfer. He was a redshirt at SIU last year.
Like the kid already.
Corner, open, 3, good.
That's what I'm talking about.
Anthony Martinez.
Somebody's got to guard the open man on the wing because that's the same play they've been running.
Yeah, you got to close out and cover that corner. 10-5 Milwaukee with the lead. Swidura down the lane, kicks it to Boston. He'll launch the 3. No good. Rebound, Jalen Shaw, weak side. Fights for position. Goes in the paint and scores a great move. Jalen Shaw just muscled in for those 2 points.
They're not going to give him that call, so he's just got to fight for it.
It's 10-7. There's another 3. That's no good by Swinford. Rebound in the corner by Austin Ritchie. Boy, they're standing in the aisles here at the Collins Center tonight for this one. And a lot of D1 and 4-year coaches are here for this one. Good move. Great pass underneath. Shaw, the Boston for 2.
That's some great versatility by the young man.
Back the other end, and Shaw shows his presence defensively as that was a tough shot by Johnson. But he gets it back. Now Martinez again for 3. It's good. Wow.
We're going to see a lot of swings like that all night.
Up and down the momentum. 6 for Martinez. 13-9, Milwaukee. Milwaukee again a win. They'll win the conference title outright. Steal by Ross. But the outlet ahead was ran down by Carlos Curtis. He's a Milwaukee product out of Riverside High School.
That Milwaukee public school area brings a lot of talent into the JUCO ranks.
Shaw in the lane, and they're going to call travel.
I kind of saw a little bit of a skip step too.
Yeah, I'm just glad they didn't call the push off to gain the position. I would rather take that than the foul.
Agreed.
But Milwaukee is already no worse, guaranteed a share of the conference title. Triton has to win to get a share of what will be potentially the final N4C title. Trojans will be independent next year. There's Martinez. Again, Martinez for 3. And he's hit one from the corner, the right wing, and now the far corner.
Better close down that time, but he's still stroking him.
Carlos Curtis, now Swidura, corner, looking to answer, no good. Martinez the rebound and out of bounds. It will go to the Stormers. 14:41 to go, and now Danny Smith, the product out of Orr High School, will come in, and he's a very decorated high school product, as you're well aware, Alvin, and that program.
Talk about a program that went from the cellar to the top in a hurry. And not just the top of the city, top of the state.
Yep. He won a state title at Orr, did Danny Smith. So that championship pedigree on this Triton squad.
Yeah, I've kind of figured that was going to happen. This feels like that old Chicago-Milwaukee pro rivalry.
Or it's looking like that 4th quarter of that NBA All-Star game.
Oh my goodness! And talk about a weekend for All-Star weekend, man.
Yeah.
Gosh, that did us proud.
In the lane, that jumper banks in for Briley.
That's 8 in a row for these kids.
18-9, Milwaukee Tech with the lead. Carlos Curtis in the front court, around a Shaw screen. Shaw to kick out. Ritchie in the corner to Boston for three. In and out. Rebound by Ozzie Johnson. Riley ahead. Down the lane, and they're going to call out of bounds to the Stormers. And with Don Olson officiating this one, he's going to have to make certain he's not going to get out of that box with Don Olson refereeing this.
Yeah, Randy Casey, the head coach of the Stormers, is fighting for his kids just like Steve
yeah,
Richardson
he
is.
will. But Donnie, he's done Division I. He's done many of the old Horizon League and Summit League games. He's one of the top. And they have him on the call here for this huge matchup tonight. So he's not going to take no business from anyone. Riley, left wing, the Ross. Ross underneath, tried to dish it back off. It's loose and out of bounds. Triton ball.
They got caught a break there because it looked like it went off of Shaw's foot.
Yeah, a lot of traffic down there.
They'll take the call. They'll take it.
Well, also a big welcome to all of our Division I and 4-year coaches watching. We've got a lot of great feedback from our last couple of streams, and we welcome all the recruiters out there watching. Carlos Curtis for two. Nice first of the night.
Nice drive by the kid from Milwaukee, Riverside.
Saved by Martinez in the corner. Ball deflected, stolen by Boston. Boston all the way, blocked by Swinford, but there to clean it up is Danny Smith.
I smell a run.
Last four by the Trojans, 18-13. Pressure at midcourt, and it's off the leg of Ross. Oh, they're going to say it's Milwaukee ball. Oh, it looked like from our angle here that was off of Ross, but Don Olson says otherwise.
They said it was off of Boston's foot.
Yeah.
Donnie Olson right on top of the call.
Yeah. Now the officials are going to talk about the shot clock.
Yeah, going to put 2 extra seconds on it.
22 to shoot.
I tell you what, I like the fact that on the offensive rebound, instead of going back to the full 30, they go to 20 for more possessions. And it speeds the game up a little bit, too.
New rule implemented this year. Poked by Boston on the floor, and that time it's last touched by Milwaukee.
That's great defense by Boston, right there on the backside.
He's come to play the freshman guard out of Downers Grove North.
Now, there's a program that you don't hear about too much, and I've seen them over the years. DG North, those bleacher creatures, they're fun to watch.
Yeah, we've had a couple good ones come here in a Triton uniform that have played for that program. But that time, he gets his pocket picked, and Briley missed the layup. Tried to initiate the contact and missed it. Boston all the way, scoops it in.
Wow, 6 straight.
Randy Casey has the jacket off now as the Trojans have scored the last 6 to pull within 3.
Oh, it's a game now, y'all.
12:40 and counting to go here in the first half. Tim McKinney, Alvin Washington Jr. from the Robert Collins Center. Conference title on the line tonight. In the lane, that shot is good. Ozzie Johnson.
Basic post play, basic post.
6'6" freshman out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Gives the Stormers a 5-point lead. 20-15. Stormers in front. Boston, foul line extended right. Good defense, good matchup with him and Briley there this evening. Now Carlos Curtis looking to drive. Now he'll pull up. Tough jumper off the back of the rim, no good. Briley to rebound. He'll quickly push it up ahead. Right down the lane, the right hand, count it, and one.
I like the push by the kid from Dallas. Justin Briley reminds me of a young Jason Kidd. He has no fear pushing up the floor against the big giant.
No, he's been all over the place on both ends of the floor the first 8 minutes of this game. Milwaukee to the bench. Jason Webb Jr., 6-foot sophomore out of Riverside. Quinlan Bennett, David Swadura will come in for the Trojans. And then Melvin Lee III, he's waiting to come in after these free throws from Briley, if he makes.
There's a particular kid I just saw in this Stormers club I'll tell you about that I've actually seen play at the high school level. I'm glad to see him up here.
They got to get the sub in, and there it is. So the free throw good by Briley. So he'll check out for now. Good start for him, 8 points. And the lead is 8 for the Stormers. Go ahead, Alvin, about that.
If he ever gets in the game, look for number 13 for the Stormers, Nuri Knighton out of Chicago Kenwood. I've seen him play at the high school level, having been a PA guy there. He is real nice as a frontline forward. Can run the floor, has decent range too, so watch for him soon.
Pull up three, missed by Webb. Rebound, snared down by Danny Smith. Bounce pass ahead, Quinlan Bennett. Bennett underneath for Jamal Smith. Count it, and one, and he gives the muscles after knocking that one down.
Great push up the floor by the Trojans.
Underneath.
The last second pass.
Jamal Smith, count it.
And he knocks it down. A great sequence that time by the White and Gold.
He's length and athleticism has been really a big spark off the bench this season. That free throw in and out, no good for Jamal. Had probably one of the best dunks you'll see all year at the Highland tournament. Martinez again, boy, he's been automatic.
You got to put a hand in that boy's face. You got to shake him up so you can get him off his target.
Bennett, the jumper is short. Rebound loose, picked up by Swidura. Swidura back to Danny Smith. Smith down the lane, hard attack off the glass and good.
That's a tough shot. That's tough. 2 6'5"ers on you. There's a steal.
Carlos Curtis off the glass, no. Actually that was Quinlan Bennett down on the floor for the loose ball. He's fouled on the play.
Now in this sequence, Triton has got to start getting themselves somewhere out on the perimeter. Whoever is starting 24, stay with him. You give him any kind of daylight, he's dropping it.
Then my good buddy Steve Moga, the SID at Wabanzi, wanted to give me this fact that only one loss for Milwaukee in the region was to the Wabanzi Chiefs.
Now there's a program that's always been tough over the years.
Yeah, a little transition in their coaching staff this year, and always good to hear from my good friend Steve Moga, who will miss being out there. They were a long-time Division II site until this season, and good folks over there. Always got to enjoy working with Steve and Mark Kruger out there for regional, so I'll miss that one and miss doing that in March. That free throw up and in, and Carlos Curtis with the hush signal to the Milwaukee players. There's a lot of talking out here tonight.
By the way, Triton is in the bonus, and that was the 7th team foul on the Stormers.
Free throw good.
Need a lot of that. Need a lot of those free throws, because they're going to be the difference tonight.
Trojans within 5. Hard drive by Lee. Gives it to Jason Webb. Webb wide open underneath, has his man, and Ozzie Johnson, the easy bucket. Boy, Triton fell asleep there defensively.
Absolutely. You cannot fall asleep against a team as well coached as Milwaukee Tech.
And inside they go to Curtis. You can recognize him with the pink shoes. And a good strong move by Carlos Curtis.
Need that all night from him.
Quickly the other end comes Melvin Lee. Had his pocket picked by Danny Smith. Out ahead. Here comes Carlos Curtis. The lay-in. And the Trojans are within 3.
All they had to do was just settle down, withstand the run. They're striking distance right now as we're halfway home.
We've hit the midway point of the first half. 28-25 Milwaukee Tech. High off the glass, in and out, no good by Jason Webb, and out of bounds. It will stay with Milwaukee. Boy, we got a huge crowd here tonight. I know we don't have a look at the live stream, but I'm assuming our folks on the cameras are giving you some shots of the scene here tonight at the Collins Center.
This feels like championship night over at Proviso West for the tournament.
Wow, probably a bigger crowd than that night.
Wow. That's saying much.
Down the lane, a nice move. Down the lane, the cutting was Ozzie Johnson for 2 more.
I tell you, whatever Randy Casey did during recruiting season, he's picked up some great players.
Well, them moving up from D3 to D2 helped as well over the last couple of years. Down the lane, Trey Boston left it short and out of bounds, so it'll go to Milwaukee Tech.
Got to go up a little bit stronger than that. You don't want to leave it too easy for it to roll off.
He might have been initiating someone coming at him, but Milwaukee let up, and now that's going to be a bit of a body foul there on Danny Smith.
You don't want to accumulate those too quickly.
Yeah, that's number 2 on Danny Smith.
Tell you what, with the crowd still filing in here, this has the makings of what could be, if Milwaukee Tech wants to try it down the road, moving up to D1.
Yeah, well, this is the biggest crowd since the Moberly district game we had here in March of last year. And it was a sellout for that one. Collins Center holds close to 1,600 is the capacity here at the Collins Center. I have to say we might be nearing close to 1,000 here tonight. There was a sellout in Milwaukee. The Stormers play their games off campus at Alverno College, and that gym only holds 300.
Wow.
And we were pinned in there like sardines that night.
Shoot, you're making a move up to D2? I think a bigger campus might be better for you.
Well, off campus, I know there was some talk that they were thinking about moving to the old Bucks facility when they built the Fiserv Center, but apparently that must have not have panned out. But I know they're investing, and we'll probably look at that at some point, especially if they keep winning like this.
Hey, winning brings some spoils.
We have enjoyed it here for the last few years. I know that for certain. And that's going to be another foul. Oh, offensive on Milwaukee Tech, on the young man from Von Steuben.
Now there's a high school program that has been on the rise in the last 20 seasons. And they've brought a lot of pride back to the north side, too.
Yeah. We have 8:46 to go here in the first half. 30-25. Milwaukee Tech has pretty much led this one throughout. But Triton has stayed within arm's length distance here and now have a chance to pull within one possession.
Everybody's going to be shooting from here on out, as that was the sixth foul on the last Milwaukee Tech possession.
David Swedura, picked up by Briley. Trey Boston up top, guarded by Webb. Man-to-man Milwaukee. Boston lost the handle and poked it back loose and in the corner, out of bounds. It will stay with the Trojans. Alvin, you haven't been in the Collins Center for a while. Looks a lot different from when you've been here before with some of the renovations, and there'll be more. We'll get some brand new scoreboards, the LED backboards next year, and again, you talked about the chairman and the president, their leadership. Gary, our soon-to-be associate vice president of athletics, they've done a great job with the renovations here in the Collins Center over the last year.
Amazing what a fresh coat of paint does for you.
It certainly does. Reverse, missed by Jamal Smith.
Good drive, just got to put that one down.
Riley, hard dribble to his left. Good pass ahead, going for the dunk was Swinford. He'll get a pair. Wow. But that was a good hard attack, good left-hand dribble to
create put that one down.
Riley, hard dribble to his left. Good pass ahead, going for the dunk was Swinford.
The products that come out of Dallas, no matter where they've gone, they've always contributed.
Yeah. He's out of Plano Senior High School, and that's just a growing area. I was actually just out in Dallas last week. Just a great place. As I joked, Alvin, might be the future McKinney retirement home.
You mean you're going to let me take over the broadcast?
As long as they don't give me a pink slip after this year, I'm okay.
Okay.
I think I'm okay.
Right.
Just joking. 31-25 and a huge block. Swinford blocked the shot on the drive by Boston.
Now that will get you a lot of D1 looks.
Inbounds, wide open Swedura, underneath for the easy two.
That's what you call that SIU deep play.
And that one deflected out of bounds.
I like this kid, Swinford. Swedura, excuse me.
Yeah, he's a transfer. He redshirted at SIU, didn't play. John Clancy, who's on staff, was also on staff at SIU. Great addition to the staff this year. Jay Eck, along with Brad Fitzpatrick, Brian Burns, Martrell Barnes, the student assistant. Boy, another three, but that time by Jason Webb.
Wow.
And a carry on Bennett. And
actually stepped on the line.
Actually stopped, sorry, he did.
You cannot make unforced errors against this team.
And the one thing that you'll notice, Alvin, and for those who haven't seen a lot of Triton, when they're in trouble, Steve Christensen's not going to bail them out for a timeout unless he has to. I thought he could have easily called one early when they were down 18-9, but he's going to let his team play out of this early deficit. 7:37 to go. The Stormers will inbound up 34-27.
Martinez just came back in for Tech.
Yeah, well, we need to keep an eye on him. Good steal. Jalen Shaw lays it in and one.
And that was a great decision to lay it in instead of trying to jam it in. It was going to be two either way.
Good steal. Jalen Shaw lays it in and one.
Step in the pass. And it was a great decision to lay it in.
That pass to create the steal, and he, as you mentioned, Alvin, he ran the break beautifully. Briley on the personal.
See, the doctor making all kind of house calls on sophomore night.
But he's improved so much this year compared to his freshman year. Footwork better, been more consistent from the free throw line. He's been finishing better. You know, he's a shot blocker. He was a shot blocker, a great defender, but his game has grown so much over the last 2 years. That free throw, no good.
You got to make those free throws. As a matter of fact, right now they're 6 of 11.
Yeah.
Excuse me. 3 of 6.
Okay.
From the foul line.
Inside, Swinford for 2.
That kid's tough. He's tough.
36-29.
Still anybody's ball game at this point.
The hook by Shaw left it short.
Should have went the other way where he had a better angle on it.
Riley to rebound, looking to push, but Boston poked it free. Loose ball squirts out, and it's recovered by Milwaukee Tech. Webb in the corner for 3, well short, partially blocked, but there to clean it up underneath was Tajon Johnson.
Yeah, that'll get a timeout real quick from Steve Richardson.
Yeah, because now the lead is back up to 9 after Triton had a chance moments ago to make it a one-possession game. 6:44 to go here in the opening half. 38-29 in favor of Milwaukee Tech. Again, tonight's winner. Well, Milwaukee, no matter what's going to be conference champions. It's just a matter of will they share it with Triton or will they have it by themselves.
A very special hello to the Triton College Student Association for supporting Triton men's basketball all season long.
And we're going to see who on this floor might join those two. Alondis Williams, Cortese Cooper, both currently playing high-level Division I basketball in a Triton College uniform. And there's a lot of talent on the floor for both teams, for a lot of these four-year coaches in attendance and watching live our stream to digest here tonight. Carlos Curtis left it short.
He rushed that.
Yeah, I thought that was a quick shot after the timeout. Down the lane, Riley, blocked by Shaw. Loose ball picked up by Trey Boston. Boston angling left. Now he'll back it out. Takes it baseline. The reverse high off the glass and no good. And out of bounds. Milwaukee will have it.
We're seeing some good possessions of late. They're coming down with unforced errors, unfortunately.
Yeah. 6:20 and counting here in the opening half. Milwaukee a chance to push the lead to double digits. 9 has been their biggest lead of the night. Martinez for 2 that time. No good. Shaw clears the rebound. Austin Ritchie wanted that ball right away, but they didn't see him on the wing. Curtis down the lane. Looking for space. Good shovel underneath the Trey Boston, who lays it in.
Good pick and pop on that one.
38-31, good possession, much needed basket for the Trojans. Ball deflected inside by Shaw. Stolen by Curtis. Curtis down the lane. He lost it, dribbled it right into the double team. Now on the other end, that layup no good by Johnson. And a foul the other end on Milwaukee.
And we got 2 shots coming up too.
Yep. Actually, yep, it's going to be double bonus. The 10th team foul. And, you know, Milwaukee wants to play up and down, so this isn't really surprising that Triton is already in the bonus.
You know, and they've held serve. They've held serve for most of this half. Granted, they haven't looked good on a number of possessions, but they've held serve. They keep this lead within single digits that Milwaukee has. I think they got a good chance of turning the tide, but they got to make a lot of adjustments on the transition coming into the second half.
Carlos Curtis will be at the line, so 2 shots the rest of the way for the Trojans, and they need to take advantage of this with 5:36 to go in the first half.
I tell you, since that 16 foul, about maybe 4 minutes ago, they played much more disciplined defense.
So Milwaukee had a chance to push it up to double figures. Trojans have answered with the last 3 and make it 4. 38-33 Stormers.
Got to stay disciplined for the next 5.5.
Triton with 16 fouls. Inside and a tomahawk by Johnson.
That was just a good pass. But you got to answer back now.
Taewon Johnson out of Meekin, Wisconsin. 6'5" sophomore. 40-33. Boston to Curtis. Swidura down low. Jalen Shaw works inside for 2 more.
Doctor working inside, real nice and smooth.
9 for Shaw. Quickly ahead comes Briley. And he doesn't get the shot to fall. Shaw clears to Curtis, but he doesn't have numbers and smartly backs it out. Swings it now to Boston. Boston will take it up top. Triton will run a set here. Boston knifing down the lane, had it blocked. Martinez the rebound.
A little bit stronger next time. Good drive. Just go stronger.
Briley for 3. A rainbow 3. No good, but Johnson runs it down in the corner, and that 3 is good again.
Why are you going to run in front?
Martinez.
Why are you going to run in front of him and not put a hand up? Come on.
I don't think he hasn't missed. His only misses a 2-pointer. He's like 5 for 5 from 3.
You got to put a hand up on that.
8-point advantage for Milwaukee Tech. Curtis in the lane, got the position, missed the shot. Briley the rebound. Briley ahead. Had it poked loose by Boston. Now Martinez swings it looking inside and was knocked out of bounds by Shaw, who touched it last.
Now that was much better by Austin Ritchie, forcing Martinez to pass it off down low. Now mind you, Shaw tapped it out, but I would rather see that than Martinez take it up from outside.
Yep. Lob in to Taewon Johnson, and it's stolen by David Swidura.
Swidura's a real hard-nosed defender. I like his play.
Quinlan Bennett back to Swidura. Swidura has nothing. Good defense there to help out there by the Stormers. Nice shake and bake, but Boston not able to hit.
Gotta drop those. Those are momentum swingers.
Riley in the front court. And again, Milwaukee, another chance to grow the lead to their biggest. That was a tough shot.
Good defense.
Johnson, the baseline jumper, missed everything.
I need to see a pick and pop here.
Quinlan Bennett off the glass, no. Shaw taps it back to Bennett.
Fresh 20.
Swidura directing traffic. He'll go down the lane. Spins to the left. Fades away and missed it. Delvin Lee the rebound.
Gotta be strong on those inside fades, guys. Gotta be.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. 43-35 Milwaukee Tech. The lob underneath and the bucket by Taewon Johnson.
Wow.
And the lead is double figures, biggest of the night for the Stormers. 45-35, 10-point advantage. 2.5 to go.
Randy Case has got to be pleased at the play of his front line.
Boston baseline off the glass.
Got to get stops now. And whoa, look out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little too much. Swidura on the foul. And now Milwaukee in the 1-and-1.
Swidura reminds me of those hard-nosed little guards from way back in the day, like Havlicek and Kuzi and all those boys from way back when.
Yeah, he's had a nice season. He has really had a good year so far for the Trojans. Missed that free throw, so they missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Quinlan Bennett will hand it off to Swidura. Little body there, nothing called, but they let that go. And now they call the offensive foul.
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough.
Austin Ritchie commits the foul. That's going to be number 2 on him. And a timeout, Randy Casey. 2:09 remaining here in the first half. Milwaukee Tech 45, Triton 37. We'll pause our broadcast for a moment here live on the Triton YouTube channel at TritonAthletics.com.
Triton Trojans Media Network. 45-37, 2:09 to go here in the first half. A quick reminder for the latest information on Triton College Athletics. The address is tritonathletics.com.
And also they can follow us, Alvin, on Twitter as well. Triton Trojans, the #1. And we're on Instagram, Triton_college_athletics. So please follow us on social media as well.
I just saw Jalen Shaw go back to the dressing room. Not sure what that was about. Hopefully we can find out as the half comes about. But for what it's worth, Triton has had their ups. They've had a lot of downs, but they've been able to keep this lead 10 or under.
Yes. You had to feel like Milwaukee has controlled a lot of the pace here, but the Trojans have hung around in this game when you feel like maybe how this game has gone, Milwaukee could be up by more.
Well, they got to hold, again, they have to hold serve. And with the lineup they've got on the floor right now.
And this is a little bit opposite from the first meeting now, because in the first meeting it was Triton to kind of set the pace early and controlled the majority of the game until Milwaukee made the rally the last 6 minutes. So there's some moisture on the floor. They had to get that wiped off. There was an official timeout to lengthen the timeout for that to occur.
I got to tell you, with the crowd slowly but surely filling in here, this indeed feels like your typical junior college playoff atmosphere.
Yep. Or like what many of the D1s get consistently. We've loved that the fans have come out for this one tonight. We kind of had a feeling that we were going to get a big crowd tonight. So clearly the biggest crowd of the year this evening. Again, the Triton win, they share the conference title. A Milwaukee win, they clinch it outright. And out of bounds, they'll say touched by Triton. Yeah. And Milwaukee will have it 1:58 to go in the half.
They're saying Jamal Smith tried to save it coming back from out of bounds, but he couldn't be the first person to touch it.
Stormers will inbound beneath their own offensive basket. Ross triggers it in. Now from the elbow, a jumper, and that's good by Taywon Johnson.
Nice
8 off the bench.
Nice versatility by this young man. At 6'5", that's a good size for a good tweener.
47-37 Milwaukee. Baseline, Quinlan Bennett had it blocked by Johnson.
Not a good idea.
Pushing ahead quickly is Ross, and he kicked it out to no one.
Incoming!
He drove and looked in the corner and maybe saw our cameraman instead.
Nah, that cameraman ain't part of the team.
He's wearing a black shirt.
True, very true.
We got to get any home court advantage if possible. Trey Boston missed the shot, and Trojans lucky to get that ball back. Again, I just think really a quick shot offensively there by the Trojans.
I need to see some more pick and pop by these guys.
And
run your offense.
And that's what Steve Christensen's saying, because they're so good at moving the ball. But again, they settle for a jumper. Richie missed, and now Jamal Smith is fouled. He'll shoot too. But again, I just think they're settling for jumpers when they need to work the ball a little bit more.
You know, size-wise, I think they're bigger than Milwaukee Tech. Tech's just a little bit more aggressive in the paint on both sides of the floor, especially defensively.
Free throw good by Jamal Smith.
Now this is
he had 12 points. Sorry, Alvin. He had 10 points and 12 rebounds in the first meeting. In and out on that second, 47-38 Milwaukee Tech. Now again, Taywon Johnson. He throws one up that's no good, and the rebound by the Trojans. Trey Boston down the lane. Oh boy, I thought he should have stopped and pulled up. He tried to be unselfish and look underneath, but passed it in traffic, looking for Jamal Smith, but luckily for Triton, last touch by the Stormers.
You know, and again, this is what I'm talking about. If you gotta force the issue, but don't settle.
1 minute left. Swadura looking to go baseline, sealed off by Briley.
Good defender there.
Oh, and he threw it away. Was it tipped? No, it wasn't. Was not. Wow.
Again, another wasted possession. You cannot have that. when you're playing a team like Milwaukee Tech.
52.8 remaining here in the first half.
By the way, that's the 7th turnover by Triton.
Milwaukee will try and take a little time here. Briley, now there's a kick out for 3. That's missed by Ross. Out of bounds in the corner. Last touch by the Trojans. 37.4 remaining in the half. The shot clock will get reset to 20 seconds.
You know, like, this is one of those nuances that I really like about it. The shorter shot clock, quicker possessions.
Cutting inside, Martinez missed the shot. He can make 3s, but not any 2s. Jamal Smith ahead to Quinlan Bennett. Bennett down the lane. Good attack, and he's fouled. He'll get a pair.
Attack, attack, attack. Draw the fouls on him. That's the only way you're going to get the referee's respect.
But you can just tell by the look of his eyes what he wanted to do. He was looking for that opening, and he found it.
Now you got to knock these free throws down. You literally can't miss anything from here on out from the line.
Bennett in and out on the first. He's a commit for Lamar University, Quinlan Bennett.
That was one of the D1s that I heard tonight during sophomore day. Kent State is also what I heard, too.
Yes.
Gotta tell you, Triton has held serve for what it's worth.
47-39. Milwaukee will hold for 1. Way outside is Briley, picked up by Swadura. Now he'll back off a little bit. Martinez looking to set a high screen for Briley. There's the screen. Briley lost the handle nearly. 4 seconds. 3. Briley blocked and out of bounds. There should be some time added on the clock. We'll see if the officials will let it go. And Don Olson, he'll be on top of it.
Sounds like 1.5.
I don't know. That might be a little too much, but if that's what they're going to give him, that's what they're going to give him. I thought it was a tad under a second, but they'll give him 1.5. Now this is when you have a good set play if you're Milwaukee. You got to be on your toes if you're Triton. There's the jumper. Good. Martinez at the gun. It's a 2. Wow. His first non-3 of the day. 17 in the first half for Anthony Martinez to pace Milwaukee Tech. And the Stormers of Milwaukee Tech enjoy a 10-point halftime lead. Alvin, a quick thought on the first half.
Way too many unforced errors by Triton. Way too much Anthony Martinez. Nobody out to get a hand in his face. And Triton's got to slow this down a bit. They're getting way out of their game plan. They're allowing Milwaukee Tech to dictate both ends of the floor, especially defensively. Especially defensively. If you notice, Milwaukee was shoving them toward the baseline a lot. That's why they weren't able to get a lot of good looks. Or if they were driving, they couldn't find the open man down low. It was 1 or 2 black shirts right there to snatch it away.
Well, good one is advertised, but the bad news is the opposition has the lead. Milwaukee Tech 49, Triton 39. We'll take a break. We'll come back in about 12 minutes or so, and we'll have the second half from the Collins Center here on TritonAthletics.com and the Triton College YouTube channel.
Back here on the Triton Trojans Media Network. Halftime of our men's feature for the N4C Conference Championship. Milwaukee Tech leads your Triton Trojans 49-39. Here's your TritonAthletics.com halftime stats. For Milwaukee Tech, 17 game-high points on 6 of 9 shooting by Anthony Martinez. That includes 5 of 6 from three-point range. 8 each for Taywon Johnson off the bench, Justin Briley in a starting role, who also has 4 assists. 6 and 3 assists for Ozzie Johnson. 3 each for Yuri Swinford and Jason Webb Jr. On the reverse, for Triton, 10 each to lead the team for Trey Boston and Carlos Curtis. 9 for Jalen Shaw. 4 for Dennis Smith. 3 for Jamal Smith. As we come back here to the Robert Collins Center, Alvin Washington rejoined by two-time Hall of Famer Tim McKinney. And Tim, this next 20 minutes is going to tell something about Triton, is how far I think we can see them go in the Division I Region 4 tournament.
Yeah, and that's going to begin a week from tonight, Alvin.
Absolutely.
Trojans will be the number 1 seed in that field. Highland will be their big competition, but this is a good test for them going into the playoffs. But you're playing for a championship. There is something on the line, and obviously, as we have already highlighted tonight, this is the final N4C conference game for the basketball program. You love to go out a winner, because I have a feeling after this year, this Milwaukee Tech team is ready to take over the mantle that Triton has held for over the last decade under Steve Christensen.
Yeah, we're talking 45 years of area conference excellence. 18 titles right now, and 19th the Trojans could have a share of if they can make the comeback tonight. But they've got to play within the system. The moment they get out, they get herky-jerky, and Milwaukee Tech has no problem taking advantage of it. As a matter of fact, turnover-wise, Tech has committed 12 turnovers. Triton really hasn't been able to take advantage of many of them.
No, and that's what Triton's game is. Turnovers, defense turning into offense, but Milwaukee's a solid team, and they take care of the basketball themselves. So now this is becoming executing at the half-court game, and Triton's going to need to do a little better job at that to overcome this 10-point deficit as we open the second half. David Swidura. Now Austin Ritchie, Swidura. Now for 3, his first good look of the night, no good.
I don't think that's our game. We need to be more inside out than outside in.
And again, it was a good look, but again, you don't want to settle. Martinez has a big half, and he keeps it up. Boy, that man just is on fire tonight. 19.
He is 7 of 10 from the field.
Well, I said he wasn't hitting any 2s, and now he's hit the last 2 after 5 straight 3s. Swidura, beautiful move to the bucket for 2.
I need more of that from him this half.
Quickly in transition, Milwaukee, the corner 3, no good by Clanson. And the one thing, even though Milwaukee's up 10, they're going to keep pushing this ball and going up and down the floor. Boston down the lane, and he drew the foul. No, a travel called on the opposite end.
Ooh, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. I feel him, but that's a tough call.
Austin Ritchie, Quinlan Bennett, Jalen Shaw, Trey Boston, David Swidura out on the floor for Triton. Milwaukee Tech, Delano Clanton, Anthony Martinez, Yuri Swinford, Justin Briley, and Stephen Ross Jr.
I like that high double post there.
And again, we welcome everyone watching tonight on the Triton College YouTube channel and TritonCollegeAthletics.com.
Now see, he puts a hand up there. You know, he makes a change of shot.
Second chance 3, no good. Rebound, Trey Boston. Swidura outlet ahead on the trail, but too deep for Jalen Shaw.
This is what I'm talking about. You cannot have those types of errors when you're making a quick transition. Every one of those has to be 2 points or more.
Well, Steve Christensen likes the idea, despite the turnover, applauding the effort, but now the Trojans just need another stop here. Both teams with 1 bucket in this half. 41 for Triton, 51 for Milwaukee, and a tough move there by Swinford, and he missed.
Great defense by Shaw that time.
Oh, bad pass, Swidura. The outlet was picked off behind the back, and the layup by Briley from Ross.
You gotta see the man coming in the passing lane. You gotta see that.
53-41 Stormers. We played 2 minutes in this second half. Baseline. Tough shot, counted and one for Quinlan Bennett.
Great hesitation by young Mr. Bennett. You're going to need a lot more of that, but now we've got to make these free throws. We were only 7 of 12 in the first half.
Every point's going to matter, especially when you're trailing and you have a chance to denten the deficit with the clock stopped. 17:52 to go here in the second half. Again, a Milwaukee win, they're N4C conference champions outright. A Triton win, it's a co-championship in Triton's final game as a member of the N4C conference. Free throw good by Quinlan Bennett. It's a 9-point Stormer lead, 53-44.
Now that's a good start from the foul line. Great defense.
But Swinford able to recover the loose ball and score.
That is a tough kid. That is a tough kid, that Swinford kid.
Boy, and Briley is fired up after that bucket for the Milwaukee Tech.
Well, I like this.
And he's bringing it on the defense, and Swidura lost the handle, and here comes Briley. He'll lay it up and in.
Wow.
Boy, you kind of sense that after that last bucket. He was pretty fired up, and he carried it over on the defensive end.
Well, you got to get that momentum back then.
13-point lead, biggest of the night for Milwaukee. Yeah. Boston left it short. Rebound loose, underneath, picked up by Ross, still loose, and no whistle yet. Will there be a timeout, a jump ball, or a travel? It ends up turning to a wrestling match. We're going to have wrestling in here on Saturday at the Collins Center.
And
so I guess there was, according to Don Olson, no possession. So that's why the timeout was not granted, but apparently
looks like we have ourselves a held ball.
It was a held ball, so Milwaukee Tech is going to have the arrow, but they didn't concur with the table because I think that they didn't, and the table's buzzing like, what was the call?
I figure and when in doubt, it's a held ball.
Yeah, but the officials didn't tell the table, so that's why they were wondering, but Milwaukee does have it off the arrow. 3 minutes gone by here in the second half. 13-point Milwaukee Tech lead, and there's Briley again, and he'll get 2.
Yeah. That kid, Briley, out of Dallas, is a tough kid.
Well, again, a big welcome to all the 4-year coaches watching our broadcast tonight. We welcome you. Alvin Washington Jr., I'm Tim McKinney. Also, our audience nationwide watching, and our audience in Milwaukee. We hope you're enjoying the stream as well. Free throw good by Briley. Or excuse me, that's Stephen Ross Jr. at the line, I should say.
Also want to say hello to all the Triton alumni that are watching on the network.
Yeah, we got a lot of them. I know when they know I'm on the call, a lot of them like to tune in. We thank them all for their support, as always.
Big things coming up next year for basketball.
Yeah, but we got now tonight a 15-point deficit to try and come back and make this a memorable night, the rally from a 15-point hole. A lot of time left. Got to get one possession at a time. That's a foul. Shaw, actually correction, I should say, Curtis will get 2.
It's on Martinez. I like the hesitation moves by some of the guards for Triton.
And, of course, the one thing, as you can see, the black line, that's the new three-point line, which will be enforced next year. NCAA Division I, because I noticed some confusion in the first game for the women when there was a 3 earlier. That black line, the schools have a year at the JUCO level to get the line painted. So since we got the new floor done, they painted everything to the new regulations. So this year it's still the red line for the men, but beginning next year it'll be that black line like NCAA Division I has enforced this year.
So the women will still have the red then?
That is correct. More for budget reasons because they know many JUCOs may not be able to get it right away, but we were fortunate to get it done when the floor was resurfaced. And there's a foul inside on the Trojans on Jalen Shaw, number 2 on him.
Yeah, Milwaukee's starting to get tougher too. And, you know, this is the time where you really have to buckle down and start playing within your defensive scheme.
Plus, I think if I'm Milwaukee too, Alvin, I think you sense you have the momentum. You have Triton a little bit here on the ropes, and they're just trying to force the issue and try and go for the kill here early in this second half.
Well, Anthony Martinez really gave you a big bump with those three-pointers in the first half, so you can play a little bit looser than what you did in the first 20 minutes.
And then he hit the long deuce before halftime and then got the first bucket of the second half for his 19 points this evening. So those free throws were good. 61-46 Milwaukee Tech, and there's another foul. That time Webb fouled Boston from behind.
Looks like things are going to be a little tighter from here on out. Yep. I want to see some and ones out of it.
Well, the good thing again for the Trojans, the clock will stop. You have a chance to close the deficit a little bit here from the free throw line, and already the third team foul on Milwaukee for Briley, his third personal.
That's key, but that miss is also key.
Yeah. You got to make them.
You know, that's the difference between possibly being part of a title and being on the outside looking in. Oh, two big misses.
Rebound, Delano Clanton. 4 minutes gone by, second half. Milwaukee led it by 10 at the break. They're now up by 15. There's a three. That's good by Briley.
Wow.
15 for Justin Briley, and it's now an 18-point Milwaukee Tech lead.
These boys have become marksmen now.
Boy, everything is going Randy Casey's team way, and there's a steal. Outlet ahead on the run. Clanton saves it back in, but the Boston better watch out. He might get his pocket picked, but he eludes the defense. Underneath the Shaw, but that pass a bit too late for Jalen, and Milwaukee able to win the tug-of-war match, but we do have a loose ball foul on Quinlan Bennett.
This is what I'm talking about. You get the momentum after a turnover, and then you make an unforced error. That's going to kill a lot of that.
Well, I've spent a lot of time, obviously, in my early time here at Triton with another man you know, the late, great Frank Lolino Sr.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Jr., and my longtime partner, Al Tomasello. And the one thing all those years, they would say the first 5 minutes of the second half is the most important part of the game.
And so far, Milwaukee Tech has gone +8 from the half on the lead.
So you have a chance to maybe get back in it, but Milwaukee has taken control of this game and has quieted this mostly partisan Triton crowd. This will be the final home game no matter what for the Trojans, since the entire Division I tournament will be held at Joliet Junior College beginning next Thursday.
Now, as far as the women are concerned, I know they have a home game here this Wednesday against Illinois Valley. If they're successful there, where do they go after that?
Illinois Valley is the host of the semifinal round, and it'll be a date with the number 1 seed, top 15 team Bryant Stratton.
Wow.
And we got to play better. I mean, we just, I think we had a little hangover from that South Suburban game the other night, to be honest with you. And a little disappointed tonight. We want to end the regular season. Really, the game didn't mean anything for either team, but we would have liked to end it with a win. But we'll regroup for next Wednesday. We'll have that game live on the Triton YouTube channel as Stephen Ross builds the lead to 20 for Milwaukee Tech, and things not looking good here for the Trojans.
First 5 minutes, Milwaukee Tech +10.
And there's a 2. Danny Smith. Wide open look for 3. Swinford drains it.
That's the dagger right there. That's the dagger right there. Nobody out on him.
21-point lead. Now Ritchie answers with the 3 of his own.
Well, excuse me.
Well, not so fast, Alvin. We got still 14 and a half to go. Triton want to have another run in it. They got to get stops, and those guards have been tough to contain. Ross with 8 now. Danny Smith loose on the dribble. Recovers, had it blocked, but the rebound picked up by Triton. Curtis missed. Shaw missed. Shaw gets it back. Still inside. He missed. Loose underneath, and we have a whistle and out of bounds Triton ball.
You gotta make those inside shots. There's no way you are that close to the bucket and you can't make that shot.
Wow.
No excuse.
14:01 to go. And now they have to reset the shot clock, or they're discussing should the shot clock get reset. If it was out of bounds, it should be a fresh 20.
Well, no, they're going to reset it to 10.
Well, I guess they said, I guess you're right, because we had like 3 possessions there to try and get that bucket. Danny Smith lobs it into Jalen Shaw. He'll back in. Shaw to his right. Missed it. Melvin Lee to rebound.
Wow.
Outlet ahead to Ross. Ross lost it. Picked up by Danny Smith. Outlet ahead to Carlos Curtis, who slams it home. Maybe that's the spark the Trojans need. It's down to an 18-point game. Picked up by Danny Smith. Outlet ahead to Carlos Curtis, who slams it home. One thing, a running team like Milwaukee, will they be disciplined enough to slow this down a bit with the big lead? I don't know. And we're going to have a foul called on Triton on Jalen Shaw.
That's his third. That's his third. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Jamal Smith will come in for him.
If he doesn't get that tech in the first half, he's still out there.
Yeah. So Milwaukee Tech will inbound, 13:31 remaining. Lob goes nearly to no one, and that's going to be a turnover.
Need more of that. Need more of that. I'd say there's still enough time because I've seen teams put runs on in a matter of 90 seconds.
Yeah, well, I think the key thing, Alvin, you got to get it down to single digits, maybe at least no later than the 8-minute mark. You got to get it down to double digits the next 4 to 5 minutes for certain.
I think Triton's capable of a 90-second run, but you have to score and you have to put on a stop.
Danny Smith on the drive and score.
There's a start. There's a start.
Last 4 by the Trojans. 71-55 had the Curtis dunk and the bucket by Danny Smith. Melvin Lee shovels it baseline. Now they kick it back out. Faking the 3 is Ross. And he scores.
Wow. These guards are on fire tonight for Milwaukee Tech.
And nearly a steal and out of bounds. The ball will stay with Triton as Ross is hurt down the other end.
And boy, Coach Casey is up like, dude, can I get some love for my man here on the floor?
Well, apparently he's okay enough that he'll stay out on the floor.
I tell you, these kids from these 2 cities, Chicago and Milwaukee, they recruit some tough kids to these programs.
Yeah, well, speaking from another tough program, North Lawndale, David Forrest is in for the Trojans for the first time. 6'3", sophomore forward.
Shouts out to North Lawndale. They went through a thing this year, losing their longtime coach, Lewis Thorpe, to an untimely death. And I tell you, that North Lawndale program is one to be reckoned with when you talk about bringing kids to the JUCO level.
Yes. We've had a couple, one like Martrell Barnes, who's helping out as a student assistant, was a member of the national championship team from North Lawndale. That 3-ball no good by Austin Ritchie. Those 3s haven't gone down for him so far tonight. On the attack, Lee, offensive.
That's a great defensive set by the Trojans. They need more of that.
Melvin Lee gets called for the player control foul. 12:38 remaining.
These fans have not moved.
It's been a wild night here at the Collins Center. Big crowd. There's a deep 3, in and out for Ritchie. He's made only 1 tonight, and that one went in and out. And a loose ball foul on Carlos Curtis.
We're dying by the 3 right now.
And again, I said it in the first half, just kind of settling a little bit too much here. I know you breathe energy. Triton in some games against COD, they broke the school record for most 3s in a game, so they can make them. There's a 3-ball, no good by Milwaukee Tech, and again, they get the rebound, and they're going to get the little mini breakaway, and Clanton puts it in.
Wow.
And look at how quickly they cover the floor. Block underneath, and Jamal Smith will get 2, I believe. We'll see if they give him the shot or call it on the floor.
2 shots.
So Jaboy gets called for the foul, the Van Steuben product. 12:01 remaining.
Speaking of Von Steuben, shouts out to Coach Vince Carter on his retirement. There's a man that brought a Northside program back from the ashes.
Yeah, he was there for a long time, for many years. Long run. Free throw good.
One of his star players, Nick Rogers, from that first Final Four team from the city, now helping him coach the Demons AAU program.
Triton extends the man-to-man here, a little tighter pressure. And we're going to have a foul away from the ball on Jamal Smith.
That's a tough foul. That's a tough foul.
Yeah, especially when it really had nothing to do with the play. And now we're going to have a timeout on the floor. 30-second timeout, Milwaukee Tech. 11:47 to go. It is Milwaukee Tech 75, Triton 56. We'll take a brief timeout here on TritonAthletics.com and the Triton College YouTube channel.
Back here on the Triton Trojans Media Network. Don't forget, coming up this Wednesday night, Triton women's basketball in the Region 4 Division II playoffs. The Trojans in their final home game of the year on the women's side. They'll host Illinois Valley. Tip-off set for 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Chicago time, right here. Check in through TritonAthletics.com and the Triton College YouTube channel.
And again, Saturday, Alvin will be streaming live the Midwest, or North Central, they call it now, the North Central District Wrestling Tournament. Head coach Tim Duggan with former head coach, our athletic director, Harry McGinnis in the corner. We have a lot of wrestling on the airwaves on Saturday here at the Collins Center.
Yeah, good luck to the 4-time national champs.
Top 70% in the field, which typically is either the top 3 or 4, and a handful of wild cards will qualify for the national tournament in Council Bluffs, Iowa, March 6th and 7th. Baseball will be getting ready for their spring trip in Arizona. You hear them loudly behind us. They've been well into this game. Luke Mason, there are guys on the stats. They've done a great job all year for our statistics.
I had a chance to go through Grand Junction where the JUCO D1 World Series
I was there in the year 2000.
That is a beautiful facility over that way.
It is. It's a former minor league field, and that was one of the great voyages of the many I had in my time here at Triton to make that trip. So they call a foul, and that's a big one. That's on Aboye, his 4th. So he's out of there for Milwaukee Tech. Now Danny Smith launches the 3.
Got to start nailing something. Got to get this lead under single digits. Got 3, and we got about 3 minutes left before we can get to that mark.
75-59 Milwaukee Tech. They've led by as much as 20. They were up 10 at halftime, built the lead up to 20 in this second half. Tight man-to-man by Triton. A lot of contact, and they're going to call the body bump on Danny Smith. But again, they're getting after each other now. And now some conversations that the officials will have to quickly disperse.
Danny Smith's got to watch himself. That's his 3rd foul.
Yeah, but at this point, how this game is going, I think Steve Christensen has to gamble and keep him in the game.
Everybody's shooting from here on out.
Yeah, well, with 11 minutes to go, we're going to have a lot of free throws. Who will be left standing will be the question. Free throw good by Melvin Lee. 76-59 Milwaukee Tech for Lee, his first point of the evening.
Ripon College guy here. 5'8" sophomore.
And the second one drops. 77-59 is the score. And out of bounds, a turnover by Triton.
Another unforced error. That is now 12 turnovers on the Trojans.
They just haven't been able to find the magic formula here. That layup attempt no good. Jamal Smith the rebound. Shovels in. He was looking underneath, and it's picked off by Webb. Outlet ahead to Clanton underneath, and the putback is good by Ozzie Johnson.
They've capitalized on the unforced errors by
Yeah,
Triton.
another turnover, and Swadura and Boston ready to come in, and another turnover.
Wow.
Third in a row, and Ozzie Johnson's going to lay it up and in, and just like that, the lead is now suddenly 22. 6 straight by Milwaukee Tech off of Triton turnovers, and the Trojans are in a lot of trouble here, Alvin.
Wow.
81-59 with 10:23 to go.
Let's keep it here. And on the surface, Milwaukee Tech has taken Triton completely out of their game. Completely.
Yep.
Every facet. In
Yep.
the passing lane, on the boards, from the wing. Anthony Martinez kicked it off. Quite frankly, Yuri Swinford and company have picked up the mantle, and as of late, Melvin Lee III is leading this second unit with I would say, sophomore level leadership.
Triton had an over 80-plus game home winning streak, about 83 in a row, that was broken by Moberly in the postseason. No one has really come into the Collins Center in the last almost 10 years, and Triton's not used to being down like this in their own gym. They are undefeated here at home so far this year. Their lone loss, again, within that long streak, you could say within the regular season,
I'll put it to you like this.
they haven't lost many. They had a long regular season winning streak if you eliminate that Moberly game, and it's on the line here tonight.
Oh, it definitely is. And if they don't get going here in this next 10-23, Milwaukee Tech is going to run away with. Here we go. Here's a drive. This is number 13, Danny Smith. Into the paint, yes! 81-61, the lead is 20. Milwaukee Tech back left in the black. Alvin Washington alongside with two-time Hall of Famer Tim McKinney. There's a strip. Down the lane. Long pass. Here comes David Forrest. Yes!
81-63. We're under 10 to go.
They need more stops like that.
Webb down the lane, and that's an offensive foul.
Way to take that charge, young man. Way to take that charge.
Gotta say a special shout out to my good friend and a fellow Region 4 Hall of Famer. We were inducted in the same class together. The pride of Joliet Junior College, member of their national championship team of many years back when they were still D2 in Danville. Keith Kinsler, the assistant coach of the Joliet Junior College Wolves, and Danny Smith lays it in.
That's 6 straight. Gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. This is no time to let him off the.
But then you pressure, and you want to pressure, but you foul 80 feet away from the bucket, and now they're going to go to the line.
That's tough.
But I got to wish Joliet and the Wolves the best of luck in the Division III tournament. They're going to play Madison in their semifinal game on Saturday at COD. But Keith says he's enjoying the stream, and we do appreciate it. Free throw good. 9:31 remaining. Briley, boy, he's had some night, Alvin, hasn't he? 16 now this evening.
5'10" sophomore out of Dallas. This kid has been tough on both ends of the floor. Very impressive.
83-65.
It's going to be tough trying to get within single digits if Triton doesn't stop shooting itself.
Got to hang on to the ball and get some good sets somehow, but the problem is time is running out as we near 9 minutes to go. Swidura in the corner. Shot clock to 10. Swings it to Smith. Down the lane. No. Rebound loose. Picked up by Trey Boston. The scoop no good, but he drew the foul. And watch out. Words exchange and a technical. And you got to remember, Alvin, this is the final regular season game. You don't want to get tossed or you're not going to be able to play in your team's first playoff game.
Boy, it is truly a playoff atmosphere here at the Collins Center.
And now the officials are going to talk this over as each side goes back, and Randy Casey is right in the face of Delano Clanton.
Now, I don't think Coach Casey wants to lose Clanton for the upcoming D2 tournament. Not with what they've got on the line. You know, they come into this as undefeated in D2 in the nation. Number 1 in the nation. The last thing you want to do is lose any of your sophomores. As it stands here, there is a foul on the floor.
But again, it's going to be the same deal, the point of interruption, but do they just call one on Clanton, or are they going to call something back in retaliation on either, I don't know, if it was, Boston or Smith? I don't know.
I'll tell you what,
the refs, they're going to try and have to sort this out, and they have no benefit of replays or anything, and Trey Boston is already lining up. He wants to shoot a free throw, but you can't do that while they're talking. And now Don Olson's really fired mad about that.
Man, I tell you, my first time back at the college ranks, and I get this.
Welcome back to the Collins Center, Alvin. I know it's been a long time that you've been here.
Man.
We haven't done one like this, like some of those old Proviso West tournament games we used to do back in the day.
Tell you what,
so both coaches, while the refs are talking, are trying to settle down each of their teams. Now we're going to find out what the final verdict is.
All right. And now the table's trying to make sure that the citizens behind us.
The crowd's getting a little rowdy and restless. I'll have to say that.
I'll tell you what this feels like.
I'm just making sure I'm protected and safe down here.
Remember those old?
I'm fine. I'm at home. They like me here. I hope still.
Remember those old Public League Red West games when Westinghouse and Whitney Young were in the
I did the Simeon Morgan Park game at Morgan Park a couple years ago.
Oh my gosh, that
was a wild scene in a much smaller venue than this.
They literally.
Well, Emily Anderson, our scorer, is going to have her pencil ready with more markings in the scorebook. George Fate's going to give us the official announcements. We'll listen in and hear what George has to say, what happened.
Ozzie Johnson, that's his second, team aid.
So Ozzie Johnson has a foul.
Technical on number 23, Delano Clanton.
Delano Clanton has a foul. That's a third.
Team 9.
So there's 4 shots.
Yeah, because it's point of interruption. So Boston will shoot the 2 technicals first. Then that personal foul is the 9th on Milwaukee. So then he'll go back and shoot a 1-and-1.
Actually,
unless they caught it in the act of shooting, they'll get 2 more.
It wasn't in the act of shooting.
Yes, you're right. So you're right. 4 altogether. He makes the first. Makes the second.
Yep, and with the clock stopped at 9:04. This is where you make your money, especially if you're a sophomore.
Speaking of making money, the officiating crew has big time tonight, and Don Olson's going to explain things to Randy Casey. Third one is good. They're just going to keep him at the line just like a conveyor belt here.
13 for the young man. I tell you, Trey Boston, as a freshman, showing his points.
The lead is down to 14. Triton had trailed at one point by 22. It was 81-59. Now it's 83-69. Plus the Trojans get the ball. 9:04 to go and a chance to inch closer. Forrest backing in, has nothing. Now he'll knife in. And he's fouled, and that will be 2 shots. No, Don Olson called it on the floor, so it's going to be a 1-and-1.
Nope, still 2 shots because it's a 10th foul.
Yes, you're correct. Thank you. Yes, because that technical counts as well that we had moments ago.
So you're now looking at a 6-point swing here in less than 7 seconds.
Wow, all from the free throw line. But Boston unable to make that one. Unbelievable.
I still want that ball in Trey Boston's hands.
This has been one wild night.
Five-point swing.
1 of 2 for David Forrest. The lead is down to 13, and now a hand check on David Swidura.
I'm telling you, they're going to call it tight.
Yeah.
But this is going to be 1-and-1 now. This is going to be the last 1-and-1 for the next 8:54.
Well, it's going to be a matter of a game of nutrition, Alvin. Who's left standing? Hopefully we're left standing to still call this one.
Oh, I love it.
It has been, and it's been a fun one.
I'll tell you, one of the toughest kids I've seen out here yet. Justin Briley at the foul line. He's been
Oh, hey, you gave him the kibosh. Rebound, Triton.
Big possession here.
3-ball, Boston off the back rim. Fouls his miss. Feeds it underneath. And the dunk by David Forrest. The lead is down to 11.
In less than
pressure in the corner. Boston and a timeout, Milwaukee. Fouls his miss. And watch out, they're near the Triton bench by David Forrest. They got to get everyone out of the way there.
I tell you what, in less than 30 seconds, 11 points have been shaved off this lead.
It was 81-59, and the Trojans are on a 13-2 run. Timeout on the floor. And more damage control for the officials as Milwaukee seemed to have this one under control. But Triton back in it, 83-72. We'll take a timeout on TritonAthletics.com and the Triton College YouTube channel.
Back here on the Triton Trojans Media Network, 83-72. How about a 13-2 run in the matter of 33 seconds by the Triton Trojans? 4 of those points off of free throws, thanks to a technical foul. And the way things are looking, Tim, this is going down to the wire now.
All of a sudden, we got a contest here. The Trojans a stop away to maybe get it down to single digits. During the timeout, Alvin, I went by the Triton huddle really fast. Don Olson went vehemently to the coaching staff saying the players must not leave the bench at any time.
He's right. He's absolutely right.
Shot clock to 5. Briley, a bailout 3 as well short. Trey Boston the rebound. Boston ahead. Down the lane. Had it blocked, but a foul. Swinford got the block, but the foul on the body by Briley, who doesn't like the call, and Randy Casey telling him to be quiet.
That's his 4th foul.
Wow, that's a huge foul. Briley with 17 points on the evening.
Absolutely wonderful defense on that last possession by Triton.
Now decision time for Randy Casey. Do you keep Briley in there with the 4 fouls?
Well, you're still in pretty good command, but the question is, do you want to take him out now and save him for the stretch run? Because I have a feeling there could be a stretch run down this stretch of the way that Trey Boston has been shooting from the foul line. Now they're within 10. We're at the 8-minute mark. This is exactly what we were talking about, the watermark to get this bad boy within single digits. Here comes Anthony Martinez.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
The assassin this evening.
The marksman is back, and this is important. He takes out Briley. This is important. I would expect Briley back around the 4 or 3 minute mark.
Well,
here's the back end for Trey Boston, the freshman from Romeoville. He's hit 6 straight from the line.
and guess what? 8 minutes to go. It's down to a 9-point game, Alvin.
You called it. You called it.
I think we've kind of done this for a while. Inside, there's a foul.
That foul is on Swedura. I tell you, this kid Swedura has been tough all night. He has been tough all night. Great pickup from SIU. First of two's no good. This is Mr. Swinford, by the way. Mr. Yuri Swinford, the sophomore from Bloomington, Illinois.
It was, again, 81-59. Milwaukee had this thing under control.
2 misses!
And how about that? A chance to inch it closer. 83-74. It's a 25-2 run.
Nah. Great.
Or excuse me, a 15-2 run, I should say.
Great O board.
run.
Great.
Loose ball, shovel, Forrest, block, no foul. Curtis, that time is foul.
Offensive rebounds right now are going to be the key stat that Triton's going to have to overcome Milwaukee Tech on. They've got to crash the O boards.
Swinford, number 3. And here we go, the officials said it's a loose ball. 7:34 to go. This is amazing.
It is.
Free throw good by Carlos Curtis. He has 15 on the evening. Both teams have excellent balance tonight. Smith with 15, Curtis with 15, Boston with 16 on the floor to lead Triton.
With that make, Triton has hit 9 of their last 10 free throws.
And are now within 7. A turnover. Swedura dove on the floor. Loose ball picked up by Danny Smith, and another foul on Milwaukee. That time on Martinez.
2 more shots. Whoa, the Triton Trojan Magic must be coming up.
And listen to this crowd at the Collins Center. They're back in it.
Wow. We have run about 2 minutes. I'm going to take that back, about 90 seconds. This is a 17-2 run.
Unbelievable.
And we may not be done yet.
When we thought we were ready to write that epitaph for the Trojans, they've come out, no pun intended, storming here on the Stormers, but a miss right there by Danny Smith.
I want the ball in Trey Boston's hands on 90% of the possessions the rest of this game.
Timeout, Randy Casey. And the Trojans are trying to urge the crowd.
Let's keep this here on this TritonAthletics.com timeout. If I'm Steve Christensen, I want the ball in Trey Boston's hands down the stretch on 90% of the possessions, and he crashes the lane. And I need 2 behind him, getting ready to snatch that offensive rebound and give me a fresh 20.
Well, the first step will be to make this second free throw coming up. You get it down to 7, and they've done it defensively. Milwaukee during this run, I think they've had about at least 4 or 5 turnovers, missed some free throws. So the formula to get back in this game has come in. But as I told you earlier, just because of the style Milwaukee plays, they're not going to go back and just hold the ball and run the clock like maybe some teams might do at a certain point with the big leader. Be a little patient. They're going to run and gun, and they've won. They've been successful with it. Sometimes it benefits you. Sometimes it can hurt you. And right now, kind of that pace, the Trojans have been able to use it to get a run to get back in this game.
You know that there's a reason why Milwaukee is in the catbird seat when it comes to the N4C Conference men's title. But Triton has been here, has done that, as you mentioned, an 83-game home win streak. If you take away the Moberly district loss.
And as the games this year, it's going to be over 90 because it got broken by Moberly at 83. So they're undefeated at home this year so far. They're 11-0 here at home, entering this one tonight.
I love this Milwaukee Tech Triton rivalry.
Yeah, and even though the Trojans will lead the conference, This game will likely continue next year, at least one meeting, from what we're hearing. Free throw no good, so he missed them both.
Yeah, that's 2 big misses.
Yeah.
Still a lot of time, though. Still a lot of time.
Now Milwaukee will try and settle this down a little bit here in the half court. There's a quick 3, and it's good.
Wow.
Wow, that was Webb. He was confident with that shot.
Got to answer it back. Answer it back with an and 1.
That's a big swing. You miss 2 free throws. They come back and make a 3. Now looking to answer, Carlos Curtis at short.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Forced the rebound. He'll back it out.
Still give yourself a chance.
Down the lane, Danny Smith. Flipped it over the shoulder and it banked it in.
That's a big shot. That's a big shot.
Milwaukee in transition. There's another quick 3. That is off the back rim, no good. Battle for the rebound. Loose. Picked up by Milwaukee Tech. Swinford missed. Rebound, Triton. Trey Boston with it.
That's the man I want.
Here comes Trey. Down the lane. Kick out Swadura. Dishes baseline. The reverse by Carlos Curtis.
You see what I'm talking about? Trey Boston is the man I want with the ball.
Oh, but a foul on Triton in the backcourt when they brought the press. 6:16 to go. 86-60 Milwaukee Tech clinging to the lead.
Still time. Still a lot of time. But Trey Boston is the man I want with the ball in his hands, taking the ball down.
6:16 remaining. Both teams are in the double bonus.
War of attrition at this point. Somewhere in this sequence, Jalen Shaw's got to come back. He's only got 3 fouls now.
Free throw good by Melvin Lee. Austin Ritchie in for David Forrest gave the Trojans some good minutes there off the bench.
Absolutely. No doubt David Forrest is going to be a great addition to somebody's program.
Free throw, good. 88-80 Milwaukee.
Still a lot of time. Get that ball to Boston's hands some kind of way.
Danny Smith in the front court around a screen by Curtis. Kicks it out. It went off of one of the Milwaukee players. Loose ball picked up by Ross. Ross motors ahead and is fouled by Boston. Boston can't believe it as Ross hit the deck hard. He thought he had a clean block. Steve Christensen thought so too.
Wow. That's three on Trey.
And 2 free throws.
That was a great block, though. That was a great block.
At the free throw line, number 3, Stephen Ross.
Here's another kid that's been tough tonight.
Yep. A lot of tough players out on this floor.
Stephen Ross Jr. out of North Lawndale Prep. One of the last few guys to be under Lewis Thorpe.
Now has 11 on the evening. So the Trojans got it down to 6. Milwaukee looking to get it back up to double figures.
Just saw something from the assistant coach on the clipboard. DNA.
Yeah,
Play within yourself is basically what that means.
Yeah, Travis Morzik, their assistant. Good staff at Milwaukee.
Both of these staffs are well entrenched.
They are. Lead is back up to 10 for the Stormers. There's a deep 3. It was partially blocked of Danny Smith, but he picks off the intercept the pass. He slipped and fell down right in front of us. And here's the ball. I do have it. There you go, Brandon. No reset of the shot clock. And now they'll wipe some of the perspiration off the floor.
Everybody is definitely getting their money's worth in this contest tonight.
5:42 remaining. And the one thing I was going to mention, Triton works so hard to come back. Sometimes you see when you're down big, you expend so much energy to come back. Do you have enough left in the tank to finish the deal? That's really the other question now, because Milwaukee has kind of settled back in a little bit here, Alvin. Melvin Lee, short. Curtis the rebound. That was Ritchie, I should say, the rebound. Out to Boston. Boston down the lane.
No, that held on the rim underneath.
Here comes Milwaukee. Swinford missed the layup. Danny Smith Dotland ahead. Carlos Curtis has the opening and is fouled. He'll go to the line.
I needed that and one.
Just left it short.
Ooh, I needed that and one. Coach Christian said he needed that too.
5:04 remaining.
Gotta keep hitting those free throws with the clock stop. There's still way too much time, but here's the important thing. That's Martinez's fourth.
Now, but the decision, because you have him with 4. Also, you have
Briley's got 4.
Clanton has sat out with 4.
You got to make all these free throws. All these free throws have to be made. I mean, you cannot miss one down the stretch. Boom.
90-82.
Boy, this is a heavyweight fight because there was one.
20 for Curtis, and Richie last touched it out of bounds.
It looks like they're laying off for a moment. They want to make sure they got enough bodies back. Ooh.
Nice fake by Swinford, and the block underneath will be called on Carlos Curtis. Just got there, it's hand late.
That's tough.
Number 5, Carlos Curtis, his third.
Bang, bang call.
At the free throw line, number 2.
And as we know, that block charge is usually probably the toughest call for an official to make.
I tell you, that restraining circle that's been there about maybe a good 10 years has really changed the game. Oh, boy.
Well, Swinford missed that one. Still,
Triton needs a rebound here if he misses it.
4:52 left. The lead is now 9 for Milwaukee Tech. A win for Milwaukee. They clinched the N4C outright for the first time as members of the N4C in their brief stint, which has probably been about since 2005.
That's a big 3.
Austin Ritchie knocks it down. He now has 6, a pair of threes. The lead is 6 for Milwaukee Tech. Martinez, the lead. 4.5 minutes left. 91-85, Stormers lead the Ross. Ross on the drive, lost it. Loose ball, recovered by Swinford. Shot clock to 8. Webb pulls up. Foul line jumper off the back rim. Smith the rebound. Out ahead, Carlos Curtis lost the handle. Regathers it. Now Swadura. Back to Curtis, they'll run it half court. Trey Boston. He'll spot up for 3. It's short. Rebound, Melvin Lee.
Not the shot I wanted at this point. I would have still driven it.
Martinez.
Good defense that time by Carlos.
Now Lee. And now they're going to air it out a bit here. Be patient.
Stay within yourself like the rough system goes to DNA.
Shot clock to 10. Martinez will fire for 3 off the back rim. Long rebound ran down by Trey Boston. Boston ahead, down the lane, had it stripped from behind by Martinez.
That was great defense by Carlos Curtis. That's exactly what we needed in the first half.
It'll be Trojan basketball.
3:26 left, and Curtis will inbound. The Trojans were trailed by as many as 22. They have gotten it down to 6. Now they have a chance to break it down as close as they have in this second half. 3:26 remaining. Timeout Steve Christensen will take it with them. 91-85 Milwaukee Tech. Back after this on the Triton College YouTube channel and TritonAthletics.com.
Back here on the Triton Trojans Media Network. Don't forget for the latest information on Triton Athletics, TritonAthletics.com. We're also available on the Triton College YouTube channel. Thanks to everybody for checking us out tonight as we're bringing you the very last game for Triton basketball in the N4C conference.
91-85, the Trojans trail. A Triton win, and they will share that conference title with Milwaukee Tech.
It would be their 19th in school history.
And the 7th in a row. But if Milwaukee spoils the party, they'll have the trophy outright 90 miles north for the first time in program history. They're going to win a piece of it for the first time. Inside, nothing there.
That was a bad play. That was a really bad play.
Yeah, especially after the
Oh, look at it. Made up for it.
We can't check you in down here.
I tell you, great pass to Trey Boston. That's the man whose hands I want that ball in.
Yeah, he's had a game.
Oh, fourth foul now on Swinford.
Yeah, and they're going to bring back Clanton, who's in some foul trouble. He wanted to check in by me for a second.
We ain't the table.
I can't help him. I don't think he didn't take kind to me telling him that, but I did have to tell him.
Hey, rules is rules.
Free throw, good.
That's big. That's big. This kid, Trey Boston.
17 now.
He has shown me he's going to be one of the leaders next year on this club.
So you got Delano Clanton out there. He has 3 fouls. Johnson's out there with 3. They got Briley back in with 4, and Swinford will stay in there with his 4.
Oh, big miss. But Martinez is out.
Yes. 91-86. Trojans trail 3 minutes to go.
They need to stop here.
Riley, foul line, he'll back it out. Stephen Ross, Jr., picked up by Trey Boston, shot clock to 10. He'll drive left, backs it out. Now 17-footer, faking in the lane. Swinford missed it. Thought he might pull up for the jumper, but he did the fake. Up ahead. Tough shot!
Man!
Body control!
My gosh!
Austin Ritchie, and the lead is down to 3. Loose ball, picked up by Briley. Now right wing 3, no! Rebound, Johnson puts it back in.
Just a fingertip over.
Wow, that's a big make there. 93-88 Milwaukee Tech as we approach 2 minutes remaining in the second half.
I need an and one here. I need an and one right here.
And a timeout Triton with 2 minutes exactly to go.
These boys have fought back from the dead.
It was an 81-59 deficit with about 13 minutes to go. And the Trojans have crawled all the way back within 5.
They erased 8 points within about 30 seconds in one stretch.
Yes.
And that was off of a technical foul.
Yeah, they had the stretch of the 4 free throws in a row, got the ball back, was fouled again, went back to the line, made 1 of 2, and then Milwaukee turned it over a couple times, Triton cashed in, and that really was the part that kind of swung this ball game when Milwaukee had it in control. For Randy Case, I think you still tell your guys you still have it under control because you got a 5-point lead with 2 minutes to go, but Triton just breathing right down their neck right now.
You know, and one stop, one big turnover forced by Triton could change this game. There's still a lot of time left.
There is.
But every time down the floor for Triton has to result in some points. Has to.
And this is a big possession here because remember the last time after the timeout, they didn't really maybe get the shot they wanted. Now you got 18 to shoot. Would imagine this will be a set play for the Trojans. So they're going to have to get a bucket out of this somehow. You don't need a 3. Get a 2. Try and play some defense.
I love this from Austin Ritchie, trying to get the crowd into it.
18 to shoot for the Trojans. They'll inbound in front of their bench. The lob in the backcourt to Danny Smith.
That's legal at the amateur level.
Yeah, that's right, and here we go. Danny Smith to Swadura. Swadura kicks it out. Ritchie spots up for 3. In and out. Wow.
I should.
Halfway down and out. And the rebound, Milwaukee Tech.
I still would drive it at this point. Now you got to stop him.
Especially being in the double bonus. Briley. Guarded by Boston. Driving in off the glass and good, and Briley.
That's a key bucket.
Actually, a correction. That was Ross with the bucket. 14 for Ross.
You got to start driving. Yeah.
Swedura open three.
Like a marksman.
Timeout, Triton. 15 left.
Woo!
Swedura, his first three of the night.
Believe it or not, that kid Swedura, that's my defensive leader next year on this club. He is so hard-nosed.
Well, these two teams, the first time, it was a 98-93 final. 91-95 is the score. Milwaukee Tech up with $1:15 left. And a lot of more paperwork and deliberation for the officials to calm everyone down during the timeout.
Yeah. Yeah, this veteran crew, I mean, we've seen them over the years. It's here, there, and everywhere. And I got to tell you, Don Olson and his crew, they've been dynamite, man. They've let them play, but when they had to bring law and order to the mix, they've brought it.
Yep.
You know, and you know, they're just three of many officials we have seen over the years to, you know, in environments like this.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of emotions in this game. So they've done a good job to keep the emotions calm, even though we've had technicals each way assessed on one player apiece, but they've done a good job to diffuse things quickly when things could have escalated at times tonight. So I believe each team has a timeout remaining. The officials are talking about that.
Well, we're all
and the table is official, so whatever the table has, go.
We're all full timeouts from here on out, so it's going to be full timeouts no matter what.
But no matter what the timeout situation, need a defensive stop here. Full court man by Triton. Trailing by 4, but Milwaukee easily breaks it, and Briley has it. He'll circle it back out. Swedura will pick him up near midcourt. Briley on the drive. Clanton, baseline. Johnson missed. Battle for the loose ball. Saved out the Clanton. And Milwaukee will get a fresh shot clock. Under a minute to go. Now driving, the floater is good by Stephen Ross. Big score there. 97-91 and a foul on the other end on Milwaukee Tech. 35.7 to go.
Boy, that I needed an and one on that one.
But I got to go back, Alvin, to the last possession. You get a stop but cannot get the defensive rebound.
Yeah.
And they keep it alive and get a bucket.
Big free throw by Carlos Curtis there. As we see, David Ford's back in. He'll sit down. Austin Ritchie.
Yeah, kind of more offense for defense here.
97-92 now the score.
And I think now if you're Triton, you don't get the steal here, you're going to have to foul. You can't afford to play it out anymore. But the free throw's missed. Curtis out to Boston. That three no good. Rebound underneath. Forrest puts it back in.
97-94.
And hold on, the clock did not stop right away. They got a
29.8.
Yeah, you got it. And after every make the final minute, the clock has to stop.
Still a chance.
It's a 3-point game, 97-94. Full court man will be set up by Triton.
Watch the screens here by Milwaukee Tech because they can run the baseline.
Underneath, Briley. Guarded tightly by Boston and fouled. 27.5 to go. So now Ritchie ready to come back in offensively. Boy, number 4 on Trey Boston. But someone has to foul. There's a lot of cricket numbers in that foul column in this one tonight.
Too much Anthony Martinez this evening if this stays the way it does.
Yeah, he kind of said it early if Milwaukee hangs on here. That free throw good by Briley.
I will say this.
18 tonight.
I will say this. If nothing else, Triton has showed me they will not go down without a fight.
Still be a 2-possession game no matter what. Unless they foul on a 3-point shot, and it's made. Front court, Danny Smith, you don't need a 3. He tried to kick it out, and it's stolen by Briley. And there's the foul by Austin Ritchie.
That's it. I think that's it.
That could be the coronation for the Stormers.
I think that's it.
And you try to be unselfish on that kick out. It was a good idea, but Milwaukee closed that passing lane, and this young man, I know Martinez has kind of set the tone, but the combination of Briley and Ross has really been, I think, the big story tonight for Milwaukee Tech.
Briley, I think, just did get it.
Got the bounce.
Briley and Martinez, they've been the two-headed monster on this club all night long.
Yeah, well, you got Briley with 19, Ross with 16, Johnson with 12, and I think 19 for Martinez as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you basically got, 5 guys in double figures. 21 by Carlos Curtis to lead the Trojans. Still be a 2-possession game on the make, but he missed it. 3 ball, Carlos Curtis. He got fouled in the act of shooting.
It's a 3-shot foul.
And that was the last thing you want to do if you're Milwaukee Tech. 11.9 remaining. It's 3 free throws for Carlos Curtis.
If he would have made that shot.
Wow. That's the 5th on Swinford. He'll leave with 11 points. Well, you got to make all of them here.
Got to make all 3.
David Forrest in for Boston, so he does not commit the foul because he has 4. They need him offensively.
Checking in from Milwaukee, number 11, Ajaboye.
So Ajaboye is back in there. He also has 4 fouls for Milwaukee Tech at this point. But with them having the lead, it's not going to matter too much on their end because they don't want to foul. They don't have to foul. It's Triton that has to.
Needs to make these first 2.
First free throw good.
Make this second one, and now you've got options.
Now the other thing is, if he makes this like you said, would you try and miss the 3rd intentionally or play it out? I think there's enough time to play it out.
It is enough time, but the way this game has been called.
So we'll see what happens here. He made all 3. 2-point game, 99-97. Melvin Lee back in, and Ajaboye will come out.
They need a steal here. If they can get a steal off the inbounds and force the issue inside.
Full court man by the Trojans. Clanton will inbound. Gets it into Ross, trapped. They want the tie-up. He gets rid of it, and there's the foul. It wouldn't not matter because Milwaukee has the arrow, I believe, anyway, but you had him trapped in that corner, and he snuck out of there, and some precious seconds went off the clock. We're down to 6.1.
Yeah, you're correct. Milwaukee does have the arrow.
That foul on Austin Ritchie, his 3rd. So you need him at worst to split these free throws. If he makes 2,
that's it.
It may pretty much kiss this one goodnight. First attempt. And it rolled in good, and Milwaukee has hit the century mark. They're up 3. Trey Boston will come in for David Forrest.
Absolutely wonderful ending to this ball game, though. Either way.
Pretty much you need him to miss this one. Milwaukee will not contest if he does miss. Got it. It's a 4-point game. And again, unlike the women, you can't advance the ball on any timeouts. Apparently Triton must be out of timeouts here because none is being called. They got to go full court. Carlos Curtis will inbound into Swadura. He'll push it ahead. Swadura fires the three. No. And that's the ball game. And Milwaukee Tech has clinched the N4C Conference outright. They defeat Triton by the final of 101-97.
But I will say this. Kudos to the Triton Trojans. They didn't give this one up without a fight down the stretch. Erasing a 22-point deficit. They got in as close as 2. A wire-to-wire win for Milwaukee Tech. This rivalry, I assure you, is not over.
And then for the first time, as a member of the conference that took the final season, Milwaukee Tech sweeps the season series. But
Please enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone.
Great win for Milwaukee and their athletic director and head coach Randy Casey, as they set the tone the first 5 minutes of that second half. They are only up 10 at halftime, Alvin, but they pushed the lead quickly. It went from 10 to 18 the first 5 minutes, and when you got to play from behind, Triton almost pulled it off, but just a little too much of a deficit to overcome. Let's look at some of the numbers. You got them in front of you there, Alvin?
Yep, Anthony Martinez set the tone. He and Justin Briley each with 19. Martinez was 7 of 12 from the field, 5 of 8 from three-point range. Briley also had 5 game-high assists and 4 steals to lead the club. 16 from Stephen Ross Jr. with 4 assists. 11 from Yuri Swinford, who fouled out. 8 from Taywon Johnson. He was key off the bench.
Yep.
6 each from Jason Webb Jr. and Melvin Lee III. Those 2 free throws at the end ices it. 4 from Delano Clanton. And that's all the scoring for the Milwaukee Tech Stormers, who are outright winners of the 2020 North Central Community Conference College Championship.
Yeah, 49-39. Milwaukee led at halftime. Triton ended up outscoring them, believe it or not, 58-52 in a wild second half to account to the 101-97 final.
For the Triton Trojans, who now head to the Region 4 Division I tournament at Joliet Junior College. 4 points each from Quinlan Bennett and Jamal Smith. 7 each from David Swidura, who also had 2 steals and 3 assists. David Force had 7 points. 8 points from Austin Ritchie. 9 from Jalen Shaw, along with a game-high 3 blocks. 17 from Trey Boston with 11 boards, a double-double for him in his first final game of the season. 17 from Danny Smith off the bench with a game-high 6 steals. That's what kept them in the game. And 24 from our Trojan of the game, Carlos Curtis, who was 14 of 15 from the foul line. However, here is the stat that I think is key here. From the foul line, Triton was 27 of 40.
Yep, and that's been the story in some of the close losses this year. Missing free throws have come back to hurt the Trojans, but they dug themselves too big of a hole. I give them credit for the rally. They were down 22. Made it interesting, but they lose at 101-97. And Alvin, I appreciate you coming out tonight doing the women's game and joining me for the men's game. And we'll look forward to having you call the women's playoff game next Wednesday night versus Illinois Valley. Hopefully my ladies will play a little bit better tonight, next Wednesday night than they did tonight.
6 o'clock tip-off here at the Collins Center. If you're in the area of River Grove, Maywood, Melrose Park, come on through. Enjoy some great junior college playoff basketball on the women's side.
A big thank you to Dimitri and all our gang running the stream. It's been a long day for them, a lot of hard work. They're going to be here Saturday all day for the wrestling tournament. And again, we'll be back here next Wednesday night for the women's playoff game. So again, the sad finals tonight. It was a double downer this evening as the ladies lose to Milwaukee Tech 74-67. And then for the conference title, Milwaukee Tech wins it outright. They defeat Triton 101-97. The Trojans will finish the regular season with a 24-6 record, and they'll open the playoffs next Thursday against at Joliet Junior College. We decide against an opponent to be determined. So for our entire gang here, Alvin Washington Jr., Tim McKinney, our entire Triton College family, we thank you for watching on TritonAthletics.com and the Triton College YouTube channel. Good night, everyone.